word, patience. This is another word which has come out very big. Do you think you are empathetic to people?
Yes.
Do you think the leaders working in your organization are empathetic to the people? Do you think people are empathetic to each other? Do you think your customer facing team is empathetic to the customer? Ask. It's subjective.
Absolutely subjective. You just can't take that word empathetic as dictionary defines it. It depends on the situation.
Absolutely.
As a leader, empathetic doesn't mean that you will not point out problems or
Issues.
That is not empathy.
No, that's not at all empathy. That's an incorrect interpretation of empathy. Empathy doesn't mean that you cannot be tough when needed. Empathy doesn't mean a soft leadership. No. Empathy is all about emotional intelligence. How do you use your emotions and others' emotions intelligently? That is about emotional intelligence. And that's what is empathy. The point that Mr. Rajiv Poddar mentioned, his success is that you give him an order of 60 lakhs, he will say 54 lakhs not needed, I need only 6 lakhs. And that is giving him more customers. Why? Because the customer feels that he understands the need of the customer and he's just not running after money. We have our, one of our oldest clients is ILS hospitals, those of you who know in Salt Lake. And one of the greatest hallmark of Dr. Om Tatia, who's the founder and the surgeon, is that he won't just do the surgery for the sake of earning money. And that is why that hospital is respected. So that's the key in selling, is to tell the customer what is beneficial to the customer and look at a long-term relationship and a lifetime value of a customer instead of that transactional one-time profits and sales. Very important point you made, Mr. Poddar. Thank you for that. Okay.
Yes, empathy, can I have a definition? The way I want to define it.
Please.
So I define empathy as tough decisions, apply them with soft hand.
Well, yeah, that's a very poetic definition, which is true. Tough decisions applied with soft hands. It all also हिंदी में कहावत है ना, लातों के भूत बातों से नहीं मानते. जहाँ लात मारना जरूरी है वहाँ लात मारना भी बहुत जरूरी है. हाँ, लात कहाँ पर मार रहे हैं वो इम्पोर्टेंट है, वो एम्पैथेटिक है, ताकि उसको कोई परमानेंट डैमेज ना हो जाए. लेकिन केवल लात मारना है तो आपको लात मारना पड़ेगा. Correct? All right, the next one. What are the top 3 challenges faced in selling by any entrepreneur? Selling में क्या top 3 challenges आप लोग face करते हैं as an entrepreneur? No right, no wrong. Please tell me your story. What do you think, what do you feel is the biggest challenge that you face? Bad pitch, bad sales team, bad product. Who is accountable for all these 3? Whoever has written it. Is it something which circle is it in? Concern, control, or influence? Okay, next. Pricing, innovation, reach out, okay? What else? अरुण जी अलग हूँ.
मैं तो कर दिया.
हाँ, समझ गया.
तो सबसे पहले कर.
हाँ, पता है. Competition. Pricing, product. Okay, listening, innovative approach, understanding client requirement, all right? Okay. Communication is coming up also as a strong point. Negotiation. Anybody else? Anything more? Okay. So competition. competition, will they do what you want them to do? Will they do what they want to do?
Yes.
So is it a control, influence or concern?
Concern.
Concern? Can you influence what the competition will do?
To some extent. To some extent.
Yes, you can. To some extent. That is one area where we hardly pay any attention. What can I do to influence my competition? What can you do? Am I right or wrong? If you're playing a game of chess, when you are making the move, you are anticipating what the competitor will do as based on the move that you make. Am I right or wrong? And the master chess players influence the competitors' moves by their moves. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
That's exactly what you have to do in business. You know why we are unable to do it? Can somebody tell me why we are unable to do it?
We don't know their moves. We don't know their moves.
Yes,
Plan.
right. Why are we not able to do so?
We don't have the information. We don't have the information.
Right, we don't have the information. What else?
I would think
We are following rather than.
The problem is we are not studying competition adequately. We are not defining our competition correctly. I'll give you an example. We used to consult with a company called ICA EduSkills. You know, they train students to become accountants, right? So in my early days of my association with them, when I asked the chairman ki, who's your competition? He says, DP, koi competition nahi hai. I'm like, kyun? Kyunki koi accounting ka course offer nahi kar raha hai. I mean, that's one way of looking at it. Now look at the competition. If you think that there is a young boy who's not academically brilliant, doesn't have a lot of degrees and fancy stuff, but is looking for a job because he comes from a middle class, lower middle class family, he wants to enroll himself in a training which will give him job. He is looking at a job oriented training. वो अकाउंट्स सीखने से मिलेगा वो करेगा, उसको कंप्यूटर सीखने से मिलेगा वो करेगा, सेलिंग सीखने से मिलेगा वो करेगा. So in a way, your accounting course is equally competing with an NIIT or an Apple. So the definition of competition is where people go wrong. How do you define competition? Is simple. That the money that the customer can pay for you, what else can he buy as a substitute to what you are trying to sell? Define competition in this manner, you are never going to go wrong. Do you agree with me? I am saying the customer wants to pay some money to buy a product or service. So what are the options that he can buy for that same or similar amount of money as he can buy you? So let's say if this is what you are selling, and if I am willing to pay 10 rupees for this, what else can I buy which will satisfy my requirement for which I want to buy this for the same amount of money? That is competition. What we miss out is what is called the indirect or oblique competition.
opportunity cost.
That's a different story altogether. See, the point is competition is about, is it a direct competition like accounting versus accounting? Or it is vocational training versus vocational training. So you have to look at, if you define competition correctly, will you be able to follow competition correctly? You will be able to see a pattern in them, and that is when you can make your moves, which can help you be ahead of competition. Next question, what are the top 2 qualities of an effective salesperson?